Okay, I said before I have some stories. Anybody that knows me knows I have stories. And I think this is the year for stories, 2016, because I have journals standing as tall as I am. And I looked through some of them and I forgot about the miraculous stories that I've witnessed with my own eyes. Ooh, I should put my love glasses on, my own spiritual eyes. Yeah, light coming in, brightness. Wow. I think these are magnifying because my light just got bigger, but so be it. I receive it. Thank you, Jesus. So it's very exciting when you get to live life as a redeemed, delivered Christian. Deliverance is for everybody. I've done it now. I've been delivered from the church. And I'm just saying, when people ask me to go to their church, I'm always like, can I dance? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh no, then I won't go. But thank you. I appreciate the offer. Maybe some other time. But I got to get to moving. I got to worship. And music is one of the most avenues to worship. It's also one of the most avenues to every kind of emotional distress because what we take in through our senses matter. But no, I'm going to have to get down with some Jesus. And that's what I've been doing for this year. And I've been focusing on really dismantling the victimhood. And I've been reminded of what I've come from lately. And I think I'm almost embarrassed to look back and imagine the people that I've met. And I can tell by their faces when I run into people I haven't seen for some years. It's quite telling. But it's okay. I totally get it. Because the cray-cray that I was back then was just a hot mess. I was living in the victimhood. I basically said I was abused. And I just don't hear daddy's voice. And I do all this and haven't I done enough? And, it was really Cry Me a River type of scene. But I don't play that anymore. It's just so heavy, so taxing, so exhausting. And I noticed that people also, Christians, I'm talking to us, okay, you put this like subtle, distance between yourself once you recognize that the person is not going to be able to receive anything you say, and this is normal, or that they're kind of wearing their suffering like a badge of honor. Yeah, been there, done that. I didn't realize it though, and I must say, for those of you, they probably wouldn't even watch this actually because they would think, yeah, that girl, they might watch it. They actually might watch it just to be like, how nuts is she really now? But that's cool, it's out of the blood, and I am delivered now. So hence, that's the reason why I don't sit underneath the yoke of slavery, and I don't go back to a church that's gonna focus more on the law. I also am not gonna go to a church that's gonna bring up a baby Christian and be like, you're the next prophet, and come on up here, and we're gonna usher in healing and miracles. I have been about it. And thankfully, I know that I've been about daddy's business because all of the heart in me that needed emotional healing drove me to check out all these ventures. And I recently went to this big old worship conference, quite expensivo, and quite the letdown. And I'm obviously not going to mention it because it works. It probably would have worked for me about 20 years ago when I first got saved. It's kind of like draws in some baby Christians. I would hope they stay. I hope it's for baby Christians because I don't know that someone that's looking for meat and potatoes would get much out of it, although there were people older than me there. So, love all around. The point being is when I was there and I was communing with daddy in his presence because I can get down with some worship, I really felt that he desires for each one of us to have resurrected life. He took my abuse. He's been abused on my behalf. He's gone through PTSD. He's gone through nerve pain after vaccines. He's suffered in the mind, and most of our suffering will always transpire between our two ears in this brain of ours. And that's where the attacks always come from. And we know this, but what do we do about it? See, I don't find strategy at church. I don't find any church teaching me how to live day in and day out with my emotional hangups. Cool. I can bring Sally there who has cancer and she'll be healed. And I've seen that. I've prayed for people. They've walked out of wheelchairs. And it almost became like this thing, this hunger that was like a lure, like, oh, everybody's doing it, and this is the bandwagon we're jumping on now. And that was a good bandwagon to jump on. It was. And